Christian and Julian Tan are two Australian brothers from Perth, making a big splash in Singapore's thriving food and beverage industry. Co-founders of Sentosa's very trendy Tanjong Beach Club, the brothers also serve up some of the best Mexican that Singapore has to offer. Both were relative newcomers to food and beverage, but they seem to have struck just the right recipe for success. Here's Charlotte Glennie.
Sunday afternoon in Singapore, and according to the city-state's fashionistas, there's only one spot to be. Sentosa Island's Tanjong Beach Club is the place to party and the place to play. Somewhere to watch and to be watched. When a couple of Australian brothers went looking for a location for a new hospitality business, this man-made beach with sand imported from Indonesia made perfect sense.
Julian and I are surfers. We love the ocean. We were brought up in Perth, very close to the beach. We looked for about a year for different locations in the city, but we used to come here and we thought, wow, there's a lot of potential here. You know, it's so close to the water's edge, and we thought we could do something world-class here.
And so they have. The Tanjong Beach Club opened in 2011 and was recently named by Condé Nast as one of the top 20 beach clubs and bars in the world. Together with their Singaporean partners, Christian and Julian Tan were awarded the tender out of 15 bids and spent $4 million constructing a venue from scratch. Now, with a slew of industry awards to their name, they attract as many as 2,000 customers every weekend.
We are a short 20-minute ride from Orchard Road to Tanjong Beach Club. It's one of the few beaches on Singapore, one of the best beaches I think on Singapore. People love this location. They feel like they've escaped the city. We've made it very accessible to everybody, you know, expatriates, Singaporeans, tourists. We didn't want to make it sort of an elite club.
How's your day going?
Doing good? Yeah.
Both brothers came late to the bar and restaurant trade. Julian had spent 12 years as a banker in London, Kuala Lumpur and Singapore. Christian was working in project management and marketing in Sydney.
Oh great, the setup looks really good. Yeah, good stuff. I really love what we do. I mean, we walk into the venues, the venue is full of people, they're having a great time. So it's been a great change. It's been a lot of learning as well. I mean, as a student, I used to work as a waiter, but as an operator of several restaurants and bars, big restaurants and bars, it has been a massive learning curve for me.
Yeah, it was a huge learning curve. I mean, it was quite strange because I used to, go to boardroom meetings and be presenting to directors. And then when I'd left the bank and we set up Tanjong Beach Club, I was carrying day beds around on the beach. But like Christian, never look back. Just absolutely love what we're doing now.
The beach club is just part of the High Energy Brothers portfolio. As night falls, they shift their attention closer to the city, to their brand new Mexican eatery, Super Loco, sister restaurant to the wildly popular Lucha Loco, which opened in late 2012.
What we were looking to do is create a restaurant and bar that has a really fun, festive spirit and environment. And Mexican was just perfect for that. There are a lot of restaurants in Singapore, but most of them are quite serious restaurants. There's fantastic high-end dining in Singapore. There's fantastic local street food. But in that middle market, we saw an opportunity to do just a fun restaurant. And personally, we love the food.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Specialising in gourmet Mexican street food, the Tans have created a brand with a cult following. As well as getting rave reviews, they've also received a number of offers from business people wanting them to expand their Mexican concept into markets including Hong Kong, Malaysia and Indonesia. But so far they're biding their time, concentrating on perfecting their formula first.
Almost every night we will go through a part of the menu and be tasting it, we'll be tweaking it, we'll be talking to the chef going, that taco, I'm not sure about that taco, was that something, something a little bit different you've done on that taco, what was it? So we're quality controlling the food every day in every sort of venue. In terms of the service, we also do a lot of role playing and we act as guests.
The Tans credit their success to this hands-on approach to doing business. It's a philosophy they apply to every facet of their operation.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
The venues are just full every night and more. I mean, some nights we just have huge wait lists to get into the restaurant. the revenues and the profits have been really good. We've been very happy with it. We're also a very lean team. Obviously, having a financial background, I keep a very close eye on costs. You know, I'm looking at the costs daily. I go through all the supplier information, our sales information.
While Julian handles all of the finances, Christian's in charge of the marketing. Super Loco only opened 4 days before we filmed here, but already it's pumping. Yet the brothers did no formal advertising for their new restaurant, relying instead on promoting it through social media. In fact, the Tuns say they've done almost no traditional advertising for any of their venues.
We have a very glamorous, beautiful crowd here. I love photography. I have a passion for portrait photography. I bring my camera, I take photos of the guests that like their photos taken, of the landscapes, the sunsets, etc. And we've just basically used Facebook. We've used Instagram. We've used all those social media tools out there to build awareness.
The brothers also pride themselves on providing their guests with very personalised service.
For all our good guests, we note what they like to eat, where they like to sit, all these types of things. We're obviously remembering their name, their wife's name, their child's name, all these types of details.
But hospitality in Singapore is a difficult game, especially with new labour laws requiring that only one foreigner is employed for around every 5 Singaporeans.
600 restaurants opened up last year. It's almost like 50 a month. We're all fighting over this small pool of labour. Native Singaporeans, they tend to sort of be more interested in property, finance, shipping, oil and gas, other different entities, as opposed to sort of hospitality. So what it leads us is to look abroad for sort of talent. But with the restrictions in employment restrictions on how many foreigners we can have in our business, that's made it a lot more difficult.
I mean, another one of the challenges of the business here is that everything is imported. There's no agriculture industry in Singapore, or is very, very small. So all of the ingredients we use on the food side, on the drink side, everything is imported. So what that means is that things are quite costly here, like raw ingredients are quite costly. And that means that selling prices have to be quite high.
Still, these brothers have never had any problem drawing a crowd. Monthly full moon parties here also attract thousands of people, and the Tuns run large corporate events at the beach club during the week. There's one question that keeps coming up.
Yeah, our father is Malaysian, our mother is Australian. We've spent most of our life in Australia, but we've been working here for many years. And so that mix of East and West, our surname is Tan, that we're half Asian. People are sort of like, you're half Asian. I don't see it in you, but your surname's Tan. I was a bit confused. And so it's a nice little icebreaker for us as well.
Not that they need an icebreaker. These entrepreneurial and charming brothers have already won over one of Singapore's toughest crowds.